Hello, guys. Welcome to Let's Grow Together Afro. My name is David Besimo, and I'm a third-year student in logistics and supply chain here in the Netherlands. I'm also at the same time a businessman. I would say an entrepreneur in Africa, and I do business from afar. Uh, on this channel, we'll be sharing experiences in order to impact people's life, more specifically young people's life. Mm, we'll be covering different topics, whether topics related to mental growth, financial growth, spiritual growth, emotional growth, as well as physical growth. So if you're here for the same reason, then let's go, guys. All right. In this video today, I decided to share with you the reason why I decided to start making videos on YouTube or other social media platforms. Uh, I would give three reasons, okay? The first reason is probably my background. I was born in a middle level family, if I should say it that way. And by the age of 16, I had to travel to a country, but it wasn't really a neighborhood country because I had to go through a transit country in order to get there, specifically in Uganda. There, I had the opportunity to start learning English. By then, I was 16. That wasn't really such a fun experience because it's one of the moment in life where I experienced a good number of traumas. I got stolen many times at many occasions, and traveling alone at 16, you're like a baby, so it wasn't easy. And yeah, time went by, and by the age of 17, I started following different type of social media influencers. I have to say that I grew up in a Christian family, so there are some values and principles that I carry with me. Okay, so at a certain time, at the age of 17, I started following a number of influencing people. Uh, One of them, okay, most of them are in English, in French, because I'm also a French speaking person. Uh, Zach Mukasa in English, you can follow his channel. He has an English channel as well, you can follow him. And many others who, who talks about things related to business, personal development, and so on. So from that time, I would say it was like a wake up call because it changed. It changed the way I was seeing life. I started seeing life from a different angle. Instead of seeing myself as a young man, uh, coming from, I'm not coming from a poor or rich family, but I'm not lacking of much, okay? I would say I have almost everything I need. So instead of wasting my money, the little I have into entertainment or I don't know, pleasure and whatever, I decided to start building my future. But for that, there are other things that accompany that. For instance, I started reading books. Typically, normally, I wasn't really the type of person who loves reading, but at the time I realized that actually it's something which I really need to get into it in order to really see changes in my life. So I started reading books, and from there, things changed. Things really changed, and I also realized that in my surrounding, people around you were not really seeing things the way I used to see it. I'm not saying that everybody has to see things the way I see it, but what I'm trying to say is that young people, for instance, most of them in my surrounding, I'm saying they're focused on, getting everything today, enjoying life and all of that. They forget about building their future. I believe that when you're young, is the time or an opportunity or time for you to start building your future. Okay, there is one book I read which is titled 40 Years in Prison or 5 Years of Hard Work. So that book, although it's more related to marketing, it also covers some parts whereby it's emphasized on the fact that when you're young, you've got to make that decision whereby you've got to put yourself into work. No matter how much effort is gonna request you to, you're still young, so you have the strength to do that. And I also read many other books like, but they're in French, so I don't know really how to translate them. but there are a lot of books I read. I'm gonna put some images down there. Maybe for those who are interested, they can also go and read them. So as I said, that was my background. So when I came to the Netherlands, I started studying, combining studies with business and a part-time job. It wasn't easy, but yeah, I managed to do that. But today I decided to start making videos because, which is leading me to the second reason why. I realized that people around me were seeing things differently. That the way young people see life is quite different from how I see it. And I believe that if at least most of us could think positively, think on planning our future, think on developing our country, things will be much different. So for that reason, I decided to get here and trying to share my story, share my knowledge, share my experiences in order to impact one or two people, even if it's two or one person. If I just get to the point where I impact that person's life and he or she decide to take decisions that will later on change their lives, and then I'll be blessed, and then I'll see myself as a successful person. So that was also the other reason. Lately, I started publishing on my personal account a number of books, and I realized that there were actually a lot of people interested in that. Afterwards, I also got some requests, some people asking me for advice. David, I saw that you are into this business, you are into this and this and this in Africa. What do you think? I have this amount of money, I don't know what to do. And actually, in order to, you know, I know that in order to decide which business to go for, it's actually a process. It doesn't come like this. When you decide like this, then in most cases it doesn't work. It doesn't mean that it always doesn't work, but in most cases it doesn't work. So knowing that there is a whole process behind choosing, let's say, a niche for a business, I realized that there is actually a need, and so I'm here to fill in that need. There are a lot of people already doing this job. I don't know many of them, but I know for sure they're out there. I also want to be among those people who are contributing to the growth of the African youth. Okay, so that's the main reason why I decided to start making videos on YouTube and other social media. I'll also publish this video on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, try to subscribe on my channel as well, on my TikTok account, I mean. And from next week on, I'll start publishing other type of videos, as I say, on different topics, whether spiritual, physical, or financial growth, personal growth, all type of topics. I have to admit that in most cases, this knowledge that I'll be sharing will be coming from books, personal experiences, and people that I follow online. These are people that really influenced me a lot, and I believe that the impact, the influence on me has been very beneficial, very positive, and it could just make great changes. You see. So yeah, that's it. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for your time, and see you next time.